What's up, everybody? Coming off of game six and now looking to preview the second round versus Celtics. Hope everyone's weekend's going good. Mine a little crazy. Kids have dance competition, and those are always fun and all. So, carving out a few minutes here to get a little preview of the second round series against the Celtics. Um, talk about game six for a quick couple minutes. Um, What a roller coaster of a game. What a roller coaster of a series. It felt like every game was one team going to run, next team going to run, one team going to run, next team going to run. And game six was no different. Knicks come out flying, up 37-23 at the end of the first. You're thinking, all right, the Knicks are doing what they have to do. Let's put the nail in the Pistons' coffin. And then the Pistons come out, and they're leading by halftime. So then you're thinking, well, the Knicks have stunk after going into every third quarter. Every third quarter they have stunk. And the layup line from Mikal Bridges worked, and the Knicks come out flying. And they're up again going into the fourth. They're up, I think, 11 going into the fourth. And you're like, all right, fourth quarter's been their quarter. It's over. We got this. And the fourth quarter's going, and it's going. And you're like, all right, tick, 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 tick. And then all of a sudden, the game is tied, and you're like, what the heck just happened? Then all of a sudden, the Pistons are up seven with about 2 minutes left, and you're like, game seven, here we come. And the conversation is going in a very negative direction. And then all of a sudden, Brunson gets an and one. Then and then he has the layup to make it a 2 point where he almost fell down. Then Towns gets the steal, gets fouled, gets a perfect first free throw, and then the second free throw looked like he missed it on purpose almost. Gets the rebound. Brunson, they have the shot clock violation. You're thinking, all right, that was their run. That was it. And then they get a stop. Brunson comes down, misses a little midi, but Bridges, who I think played the best game of the series for himself in game six, gets the key put back. And Cade comes down, gets ahead of steam, misses the layup. Knicks have the ball, and you're thinking, all right, 20 seconds left, take the last shot. Let's go, JB. Clutch player of the year. And Thompson gets shook, put on skates, however you want to say it. Brunson pulls up, wide open three, nails it, and that was all she wrote. And it was fitting that the ball went right through Beasley's hand. He couldn't do his little shimmy to end the game. But I thought that series basically was it was a microcosm for the entire season. Because I feel like the entire season everybody has said the Knicks are soft. And you could say all you want, oh, they should beat the Pistons in 4 games, 5 games, whatever it is. They make it easy. But when you play a team that makes the game into what it was, it's hard to win by a lot because the game is just it's a rock fight. It's literally just a rock fight the entire game. It's hard to get into a rhythm. It's just hard offensively. But, you know, the Knicks showed some grit. They showed it's still there. It showed when they need it. And there's a 10 minute no, well, there's an hour and 20-minute video on YouTube that was posted after the Knicks beat the Pistons. It's like the 10 best finishes in playoffs in the Brunson era. And we all say with this team how they give up leads all the time. And you go back and you watch all these great games that the Knicks have played in the playoffs with Brunson's, putting his cape on. In every one of those games, the Knicks had an 8 to 10 point lead that they gave up. Every one. Every single one. So take it for what it's worth. It's not just this team, it's always the cardiac Knicks. So they're moving on. And now we have to face the defending champions. And nobody's going to pick the Knicks. And, you can't blame them. Um, if you go by the regular season, game one was the first game of the year. The Knicks got absolutely blown out. Um, game two, I believe, was in the Garden. I believe OG was out that game, so Precious was starting. No Mitch, obviously, but I don't think the Celtics had Porzingis in that game. And what the Celtics did was no, Porzingis did play in that game. I think whatever. Um, what the Celtics basically did was not guard Precious or Josh Hart, and the Knicks couldn't do anything because they basically had three centers playing in the paint and just sat on shooters. Um, and the Knicks couldn't do anything. So I take that game with a grain of salt because I know OG and the way the spacing was. Um, the third game was in Boston. Obviously, no Mitch. I That was the game where the Celtics went up big. I think they went up by like 25, 30 points. And the Knicks went on like a 30-2 run. And I think they took the lead for a little bit even. And then in the fourth quarter, the Celtics regained their momentum and won by 12. But that game kind of showed you, okay, the Knicks went on a 30-2 run. They could do this. And then in the final game was the first game the Knicks were healthy. The Celtics did not have Al Horford, and Jalen Brown played 22 minutes, but he was because he was hurt and he was extremely hobbled. I haven't watched. I didn't watch. I watched some of the Celtics Magic, and I know every game was pretty much close, and the Magic had a chance in pretty much every game. I didn't watch Jalen Brown specifically to see how he was moving. Um, but it's hard to tell because you never know if the Celtics were just kind of coasting through that series. I know they had trouble with the Magic's physicality. They kind of play like the way Detroit plays and want to make it a football game. But Magic did keep that series close for much of that series. Now, Drew Holiday has been out, so I don't know his status yet. It's 3:42, so the injury report probably won't come out till 5:30, where we'll kind of see what his status is. But with a hamstring, you never know. I'm assuming with the rest they've gotten that he'll play game one, but you never know. They might rest him and see how it goes. But without Drew Holiday, that would be big. Um, we'll see what Jalen Brown is. Tatum's wrist has been fine, but back to that game. The Knicks should have won that game. They were fully healthy. Tatum played 48 minutes. Now that includes overtime, so 43 minutes of regulation. And the Knicks were up three with about 11 seconds left and really should have won the game if they just fouled Tatum. And OG overplayed the drive rather than just letting Tatum go. So in reality, the Knicks should have won that game. Porzingis made like 30, was shooting 35 footers. So, I mean, but he's going to do that. So you have to guard for it. But each game has a little bit of context to it. I think obviously the Celtics are the better team. The Knicks are going to have to play near perfect, not perfect, but A basketball, grade A basketball for them to have a chance in this series every single game. And they might still lose, to be honest with you. It is going to be tough to beat the Celtics for four games. They are the best team in the NBA. I know what OKC is. I know. I've watched them. Boston is still the best team in the NBA. Cleveland isn't. Boston is. And to beat that team, you have to A, hope they are not hot from three, which they have been against the Knicks. I think I saw a stat where Tatum is shooting like 53% on pull up threes, which against the Knicks, and 30% during the regular season. So something about the Knicks, Jason Tatum goes off. So I think that the 3-point shooting is going to be the key. If they can hold them from not making 20 threes a game or 15 threes a game, That'll go a long way. There are going to be games where Boston doesn't shoot well from three, but it's how you guard them. They are a hard team to guard. Now, in my mind, what I would do is what Boston likes to do is they like to create mismatches. That's what they do. They don't have a point guard. They don't have a true point guard. They don't even run a true offense. They kind of run the Knicks offense. It's kind of the same thing, but they have Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown doing it rather than just Jalen Brunson. Um, so basically, they put the ball in Jason Tatum's hands and they constantly run picks at whoever's guarding Jason Tatum until Tatum gets his mismatch. Once he gets his mismatch, he goes 1-on-1. If you double, he will move the ball and find the open man. If you don't, he will try to dribble, drive, post up, or, hit a step back three. If he dribbles, drives by his guy, and you help, he will find the open man. That is how they get that's one way they get their threes. The other big way they get their threes is off offensive rebounding. If you allow them to kill you on the boards, they will kill you from three. Because what they do is, say it's Luke Cornett or Al Horford or Porzingis, whoever it is, as soon as they grab the rebound, they are looking to spray it out to the open guy. They are hoping that you release and try to get a quick fast break off the rebound. So OG can't leave or Josh Hart can't leave. You can't release. Because the second you release and you give up an offensive rebound, they're nailing a three. That's how they get their threes. And that's hurt the Knicks actually this year. I think that's a big reason why the Knicks gave up a high percentage from threes this year. If you look at the stats, the Knicks only give up like the they give up the fifth least amount of 3-point attempts. So that means that their initial guarding of the three is good. But then off broken plays, they give up threes. So that's the two ways the Celtics get their threes. But then the other is they have 5 3-point shooters. That's just so they're going to put them up. Derek White's going to put them up. Porzingis is going to put them up. Even with a hand in his face, he's going to put them up. So you cannot have mental lapses. You have a mental lapse against Detroit, you get lucky and they miss a three. You have a mental lapse against Boston, they're not missing the three. They're going to make you pay. And if they don't make you pay, you thank your lucky stars and move on. So to me, the way to guard them, if they want to get switches and go 1-on-1, let them. Jason Tatum is not going to score 100 points in a game. So if he wants Brunson on every possession, okay, don't help. Stay home on the shooters and let him go. He's going to miss shots. He's not going to score 100 points. Let him go. Then their offense becomes stagnant. The other way to guard him is the one thing I would put OG on Tatum because OG is the best at fighting over screens. Let Brunson hedge and get back. It's just the way it's got to be. And here, the problem is now, if they start bringing up Towns and you hedge, it's Porzingis wide open for threes. So you got to be careful. You almost want to play a switching defense against the Celtics. As crazy as it sounds, I'd rather Towns switch onto Tatum and let OG fall back to guard Porzingis, and then make Tatum shoot over Towns. It's a conundrum to guard the Celtics. It's going to be a long series, hopefully. The Celtics are a juggernaut. That's all it is. They're a juggernaut. There's 3 keys to this series. Josh Hart, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Mitchell Robinson. And here's why. So I'll go over each one. Josh Hart, they're going to guard him with Kristaps Porzingis. And by guard him, I mean guard him. They're going to put Porzingis in the paint to help on any drive, help on any post up with Towns. Josh Hart is going to be left wide open. Wide open. They are not going to guard him. Even when he has the ball, they're not going to run at him. They're going to let him shoot the three. If he tries to drive, it's going to be bad. It's either going to be a turnover or a block shot because Porzingis is not going to run out at you. It's not going to happen. Josh Hart has to shoot the three. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He needs to shoot the three. And if he's not going to shoot the three, they need to use him as the screener. Don't bring Towns up. Don't bring OG up. Don't bring Mikal up. Bring Josh Hart into the screen. Make Porzingis come up. If Porzingis is going to sit in the paint, Jalen Brunson's going to have wide open threes all game if Josh Hart is the screener. Or Brunson's going to be able to turn the corner, and then you're going to have options. That's how you have to attack the Celtics. Karl-Anthony Towns. They are going to put Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown or Jrue Holiday on you, or even Derek White. You need to get in the post and make them pay. You made them pay in the last game they played. You made them pay. Make Porzingis come and W. When Porzingis comes and W, that's when Josh Hart can cut, and you can get those little wide open buckets. All right? If they don't W, you make them pay. Make them pay. No fadeaways, no jump hooks. You go through their body, and you finish at the rim. That is how you beat them. Mitchell Robinson. You are going to be going against Al Horford or Luke Cornett or Porzingis. Porzingis does not want to be in the paint. Luke Cornett is slow. Al Horford is slow. You should be dominant on the offensive glass. When you are in the game, I don't care if it's for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. You need to be dominant in the paint. We need to see you get 5 to 7 offensive rebounds a game. You should have putback after putback against this team. This is not the Celtics, or this is not the Pistons. They are not as physical. You can dominate this game. Now, is there a shelf life on Mitch's minutes? Yes, because he can't guard Porzingis. He sucks at coming out to the three-point line. And Horford might make him pay a little bit. But if they're going to play Al Horford at center and they're going to put him on Josh Hart, Mitch, you have to dominate the boards. And Josh Hart, if they have Al Horford on you, you better consider that disrespect. The Knicks have options to attack the Celtics offensively. There are options. How those players play are going to be a big key. Now, if the Celtics start doubling or they start switching, Bridges and OG, you have to hit the open corner threes. You have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to hit those corner threes. If you're hitting those corner threes, you're going to be in the game. If you start missing those corner threes and the Celtics start making theirs, it's going to be blowout city. The Magic didn't hit threes, and they lost the series. If they hit some threes, they might win that series because the Celtics were off. The Celtics were off from three against the Magic, but the Magic played better defense than the Knicks. It's just truth. But the Magic, if they could shoot the three, they might win that series. So the Knicks and Thibodeau should take notes of how they play defense. They didn't double. Ever. They don't double. They let you go one-on-one. They do not double. They do not give up the open three. There is no reason to double. Stay home on shooters and make them go one on one. That's what the Magic do. That's why the Celtics did not shoot well from three. The Knicks need to do the same thing. Now, so having said all that, the Knicks could play this perfectly and still lose the series. They can play this absolutely perfectly and still lose the series. I was thinking about it though, going into this. The past 2 years, the Knicks played Miami and the Pacers in round two. And both times the Knicks were favorite. And in reality, they should have won both of those series. Tibbs was outcoached against Miami, and against the Pacers, once OG got hurt, it was over. The Knicks win that series in 4 or 5 games if OG doesn't get hurt. In this series, nobody's giving them a chance. They were favored the past 2 years in the second round. Nobody's giving them a chance. Maybe the opposite will happen. But like I said, 3 things. One of the biggest ones, though, Karl Anthony Towns. You cannot have games like you did against Detroit. Ain't no you can't disappear against the Celtics. You're here to be a second star. Be the second star. Simple as that. Game one tomorrow in Boston. A little different atmosphere than Detroit. I mean, it'll still be loud. Boston's a good atmosphere, but it's a different one. Got a split. You get a split, you got a chance. They go up 2-0, it's over. Because they'll split in New York. You split in Boston, you got a chance. Game one is the one to get because Boston's going to be coming off a little bit of rest. Maybe come out a little bit slower. Maybe. Or they can come out flying high. And but game one is the one you want. Now, keep an eye on 5:30, maybe 4:30. See if the injury report comes out. See what happens with Drew Holiday. I would be shocked if he doesn't play, just because of the rest that he's gotten. But they can also be thinking, hey, we're the favorites in the series. Let's give them a little breather. You know, if there's a game six in the Garden, I'm happy. I'll say that. If there's a game six in the Garden, I'm happy because this Boston team, as presently constituted, has never seen a game six. Uh, I'll be locked in Monday night. Maybe do a video after game two. We'll see. See how game one goes. Uh, I did one after two of the Detroit series because there's only 1 day rest in between, I think, and then there's 2 days rest, so I can put it both together and then do a little preview of game three. But let's go out and win game one. Come on. I think the Knicks are as healthy as they're going to be. Put OG on Tatum. Let Bridges guard Brown. Let's see what happens. Just throw the kitchen sink at him. That's it. Throw the kitchen sink. Play as hard as you can. Throw the kitchen sink. So, all right. Like, subscribe, comment. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of them. Enjoy Game 7 tonight. I think Game 1 Celtics or Cavs and Pacers are tonight as well. So enjoy the games. We'll talk in a couple days. Have a good night.